Welcome back, you guys. Your boy is CK. Today it's all about the rings. How many of those do you have? Okay, that's going to determine which team you're on. So for instance, there are only 3 active NFL players that have more than 3 rings in the NFL. One of them is Adam Vinatieri, who got 3 when he was on the Patriots and 1 when he was an Indianapolis Colt. Then you have Gronk, who got 3 when he was a Patriot and now 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then of course, Tom Brady, who has a whopping 7. So now we have all 3 of those guys on the same exact team. Now, I know a lot of you guys play MUT, and sometimes you don't feel like grinding to get the best team. So if you want to just buy some training or coins or players, head on over to MUTreserve.com. Use my code CK, and not only will you be rich one day, but you'll also get 15% off your order. As for the team of players with 3 rings on the dot, this is what it's looking like. I think we have about 12 or 13 players in the league that fit that criteria. As you can see, they're all New England Patriots. A couple of them have retired, like Julian Edelman, but Hightower's their second highest overall. You have McCourty, you have Patrick Chung. These teams, you know, they're going to fill out the rest of their roster through free agency, but just for visual purposes, I wanted to release the rest of the players so you can see for yourself that not many players have achieved 3. And as a matter of fact, I think Kenyon Barner is like the Patrick McCall of the NFL, man. I was thinking about this earlier. He has 3 rings with 3 different teams. His first one actually came when he was a Philadelphia Eagle. His next one came obviously as a New England Patriot, and then he was actually on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers roster, returning kicks and whatnot. So yeah, he has 3 rings, the Patrick McCall of the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. The 2 rings team, you know, it was able to fill out half of an NFL roster, led by Big Ben Roethlisberger and Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. LaShawn Shady McCoy leading the way at running back with Brandon Bolden. Wide receiver, we have Danny Amendola and Chris Hogan. Tight end, we have Joe Cardona. O-line was actually solid. You have Nate Solder, Joe Thuney, David Andrews, Ted Karras, Shaq Mason, T-Sizzle at left end, Trey Flowers at right end, Malcolm Brown at D tackle. Shaquille Barrett was on the Broncos team that got their Super Bowl versus the Panthers. And then of course on the Buccaneers team, we have Kyle Van Noy, we have Landon Roberts, JPP, Brandon King, Jonathan Jones, Malcolm Butler, Logan Ryan, Malcolm Jenkins, and Eric Rowe. Now as for the team of players with 1 ring, well, there was a lot of players that fit that criteria. Shout out to Breeze. I mean, he just retired, you know, but you know, there was no point to have him on the team. He wasn't going to play because we have Mahomes leading the way along with Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and then Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, and Joe Flacco. Running back, we have Ronald Jones, Damian Williams, Sony Michel, Leonard Fournette. Obviously, all these players are not going to be on the final roster, but it's cool to just see how many of them actually have 1 ring. Got guys like Sanders, Golden Tate, who got them early in their career. Alshon, who just got his as an Eagle a few years ago. Kelsey got his last year. You have Ertz, OJ Howard, Mr. Philly Special, Trey Burton. O-line is ridiculous. Of course, you have Brooks, Kelsey, Lane Johnson. You have Wirfs, Mitchell Schwartz, Bulaga. On defense, you have BG, Derek Wolfe, Sue. D tackles are stacked with Cox and Jones. You have Von Miller, Chandler Jones, Bobby Wagner, Levante. This team is absolutely disgusting, and they might not be my favorite to win the whole thing. As good as they are, I mean, the Honey Badgers, Stephon Gilmore, they even have Justin Tucker, you know, the best kicker. But as you can see, the team of players with no rings, I had to put them on the Lions. They're a 99 overall, and they're absolutely disgusting. Okay, Lamar Jackson leading the way, but Watson, Allen. It's pretty much just all, you know, the best players that don't have a ring yet. That's how I you know, filled out these teams. Started from the top, looked everyone up, and then worked my way down. So yeah, it did take a while, but you know, hopefully you guys liked the video. Takes 2 seconds. Also subscribe if you are new around here. Gonna do a better job of uploading, but in the meantime, you know, I'm also streaming a lot over on Facebook. I upload my second channel. Make sure you're following both of those. Links will be in the description, and let me know your prediction on who's gonna win this. The team with no rings, you know, the one we're looking at right now, the 1 ring team, the 2 ring team, the 3 ring team, or the team of players with 4 rings. So the Chiefs end up going undefeated 16-0. That's the 1 ring team. Not too surprised about that. How about the Steelers and the Patriots? Patriots, the 3 ring team went 7-9. The Steelers, the 2 ring team, end up going 3-13. So they're going to stay at 2 rings. As for the NFC, our 0 ring team, the Lions, went undefeated as well. As for the Buccaneers, the 4+ ring team, they went 7-9. So they're not going to be adding any more rings to the collection. So of course, we have the Chiefs and the Lions in the Super Bowl. Not too surprising. First, let's look at the stats. For the 0-ring team, Lamar Jackson went all 45 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. McCaffrey had 1,600 yards, 13 touchdowns. Chubb had 19. Cook even added 6. Waller had 2. Bro, they just went crazy on the ground, which is why there weren't too many receiving yards to go around. No 1,000-yard receiver. But Devontae and Nuke both had 13 receiving touchdowns. Diggs had 11. Kittle had 6. As for defense, Warner led everybody in tackling. JJ had the most tackles for loss with Aaron Donald and Mack, along with Garrett behind him. Jesus. 3 guys had 16 or more sacks, and 2 guys had 3 or more interceptions. On the Chiefs, we had Wagner leading the way in tackling. Fletcher had double-digit tackles for a loss. 2 guys had 12 or more sacks, BG and Von Miller. And then the Honey Badger had 6 interceptions. Not to mention Mahomes with over 4,000 yards for 3 touchdowns. They didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher. They had 3 guys with over 100 carries. Tyreek didn't get 1,000 yards. That's crazy. That means Mahomes is spreading the ball around. Now, where did it go wrong for the 2-ring team? Big Ben didn't have the best season. Shady didn't do so hot either. Sanders wasn't supposed to be there, but you know, he was in free agency, so they scooped him up. Amendola almost had 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Hogan, pretty decent season. Shaquille Barrett did his thing, led everybody in tackling, second behind Trey Flowers in terms of tackles for a loss. Flowers had a nice season at 8.5 sacks, and then RG3 led the way for the 3-ring team. James White, Kenyon Barnes led the way on the ground. Edelman had a decent season. Slater had 11 catches. Hightower, of course, led everybody in tackling. And then, of course, Tom Brady. He didn't have the best season. Gronk had 11 touchdowns, though. And Vinatieri was 100% on extra points. So we picked this one up in the 4th quarter. Look at everyone on the field. Just about has superstar abilities or more. We got the handoff to McCaffrey. So we're either going to have a team of players with no rings finally get their first one, or a team of players that have 1 ring get their second. It's going to be a big 3rd down, empty backfield for Lamar Jackson. I think that's Kamara to the top of the screen. Is he going to go there? Okay. He's going to throw it to him. Actually, that was Nuke Hopkins being guarded by Gilmore, and Gilmore gets the INT. So now the Chiefs and Mahomes have a chance to see if they can take the lead. Oh my goodness, what a hit. I think that was Eric Kendricks, if I'm not mistaken. Just not allowing Kelsey to get the catch. They send a blitz. JJ Watt gets to the quarterback. That D-line is disgusting. So now they got Gilmore in the zone. Probably not going to go to that side of the field for now. At least I wouldn't if I was them. There you go. Stephon Diggs getting them a nice game. I noticed that the running backs on the 1-ring or more teams aren't the best, you know, so I don't know if that means you don't need a great running back to win, but I feel like that's what it's implying. Wide receivers, though, you know, you have Tyreek, Evans, Godwin. I mean, you have a lot of great wide receivers on the 1-ring team. Look at McCaffrey with the nice move. But Antoine Winfield is there to make the tackle, man. Lamar going to dump it down bottom of the screen. George Kittle, you know, he could have had one if things went their way a couple years ago versus the Chiefs. Either way, it's going to be a 3rd and 5. Right back to Kittle. He's going to get the 1st down. I always root for the underdog, so I low-key want the Lions to get it just to see all of these players finally get a ring. And, of course, the franchise. I mean, the Lions deserve it, too. Nuke gets the catch right there. They're across midfield. Clock is ticking. Do they chew clock and just take 3 for the win? That's what I'd do. But, hey, Lamar's going to get sacked right there. Von Miller usually makes big plays in Super Bowls. That's just what he does. So now it's a 2nd and 16. They're going to fake the handoff. Holy crap! Kendall Fuller off the edge making a play. So now it's a 3rd and 23. You're going to dump it off, and I don't know if they're going to be in field goal range. So the Chiefs win the toss in overtime. They elect to receive, of course. Question is, do they make the most of it? Mahomes gets popped by Donald, still gets rid of it, and they get a solid game. You know Aaron Donald wants that ring badly. He deserves one. I know people don't like hearing when people say this person deserves one, but he might finally get one. Tre'Davious White with the ginormous interception. And here it is for the win. A team of players with 0 rings finally has one, man. There you go. This is what would happen if the NFL was split up based on the number of rings you have. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Y'all know what to do, man. Smack that like button. Go drink some water, and I'll see you on the next one.